Okay, question is, should the mall be under one roof? What if the outlets are around the perimeter of the land?
Here, I like to clarify, is the mall and the outlet belong to the same owner or the developer?
Should be the same.
Should be the same. So the question is, if in the city, you want to do your mall, okay, fine, belong to the same developer. Your mall mix will be different, your tenant mix. But your outlet, then you have to determine what type of outlet that you want to do within the mall in the city is good. I think it's a new idea because today, for my travel, I only see outlet they do outside the city, generally a lot outside the city, because people want to spend the weekend there, and they know they can go outside the city. They spend the whole day there. They can get good value for money because
see.
outlet mall they can get good value for the money, and they also have what I call F&B. So ideally, you go outside the city, maybe
Cheaper land.
a cheaper land, and you do just the 3 level of construction. And if you are doing well, you continue. If you are not doing well, you knock it down and go for next best
Housing development or something.
next best alternative use. If you are mall in the city, you spend 2B Thai baht. It's expensive. If you're not doing well, it's very expensive to knock it down and rebuild. All you
They
can
build
do
for what? Condominiums or something in the city?
in the city depends on
Office buildings?
maybe office building, condominium, or hotels.
I
Depends
see.
on your surrounding, surrounding. So from pre-COVID and post-COVID is a bit different now. Post-COVID, a lot of people like to go out and travel now. They travel. They don't want to buy asset now. They buy the asset also no point. Buy the asset, they're scared. Like in China, for instance, when they're locked down there, they cannot go out, and the asset value in China drop. And the businesses drop. So people now they prefer to travel. They don't know when is the next wave of COVID.
Now,
and,
here in Bangkok.
and they don't know when they will die. It's true.
Not now.
The fear, they don't know when they will die. Maybe not now. We
Not
don't
sure.
know. We don't know. So this is the thing. So in the future, as cities grow, when the government allow people to work from home outside the city, that's what Australia is doing now. People are moving out post-COVID to live and work outside the city. They don't have to come to the city to work now. So as a result, if those old malls are built in the city, it will be like that. Either you go for the next alternative, best use, or you refurb it, or you change the nature of the mall.
I see. Thank you very much. Yeah, so this is something.
There's another one question. This one is back to the first question. Presumably, even if we have several malls within the radius, there is a potential for each mall to succeed using this model.
Here, which model you're talking? Kindly, my model.
Mado.
My model actually, ladies and gentlemen, my model, I've condensed how to manage a mall from my own understanding and how I can represent it. Because to manage a mall, there are about 54 activities. If I were to read, I would read or put each slide, I have to repeat 54 times and basically in words. My model is basically as a guide for me, as a guide for management to have a quick cursory look and check on each department whether they are performing well or not. Let's say line 10. Line 10, all the departments will do all the work. Then the management will check. After performing line 10, whether all the 9 rewards are there or not. The management say, okay, you have 9 activities, yeah? Whether I have the 9 rewards or not. If there's no 9 rewards, management say, which department is not doing well, then you have to beef it up. Once you beef it up, you get all the rewards that what management want, then goes to the 8. 8, that means you have the mall treasure. The mall treasure is about 8 there. You build your location, people know your mall there, people know your tenant mix, people know, I go to your mall, I can get all I want, and people know that it's safe to go to a mall. And when I go to a mall, I can get value for money, value for time. So these are the mall characteristics that each mall must strive to achieve, even though within the radius, you have 10 malls. Each mall will no doubt succeed, but to what degree, to what degree the probability, the goals, because success is measured with sustainability and goals.
I see. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, so this is some answer. So if you have any other question, kindly ask, no worry. But now let me move to another great speaker, Mr. Zaharin Ahmad Zamani. So he is our managing director of NEXCAP property consultant, and he has a vast experience indeed as an executive director of the leading international property consultant firm in Malaysia, and was one of the founding partners of that firm as well. So he has a lot of experience on this, and he will speak about what are the essential skills required to manage a shopping mall. Very important. So let's give a big hand to Mr. Zaharin.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sapon. Good morning, everyone. So for the next presentation, I will touch on what are the essential skills required to manage a shopping mall. So this is more like a people skills rather than whatever mentioned with my colleague from Victor Lim just now. You have the soft skill and the hard skills. Okay, this is more on the people itself. What skills are required? So before that, I just start off with my introduction. I was the senior executive director of one of the leading international property consultancy company, and I was also the founding partner of this company, right? So at the time, I was the director in charge of the building audit, and retail property management. And prior to that, I was the director in charge of property management department, commercial and valuation department. So at that time, I was involved in the management of a portfolio of the Real Estate Investment Trust, REITs, which at the time was under Capital Mall Malaysia Trust, CMMT, with the total net lettable area of over 2.4 million square feet. Yeah. All right. I just give you briefly the mall that we managed at the time is the mines in Sri Kembangan, Selangor, and the other one is Sungai Wang Plaza in Jalan Bukit Bintang. This is near to Pavilion and near to TRX. Geni Plaza in Penang, East Coast Mall in Kuantan, this is in Pahang, and also the portfolio of included in the Capital Asia Queensway Mall in Penang. The net lettable area is about 829 square feet. Currently, my company manage two malls. One is in Sungai Wang Plaza. Okay, Sungai Wang Plaza, it was previous still under the REITs. So the net lettable area is about 819,934 square feet NLA. Okay, just a little small outlook for the Klang Valley. Okay, in 2024, the KL retail sector see an additional of about 1.1 million square feet, bringing to a total stock of 76.3 million square feet that we have at the moment in Klang Valley. And the number of shopping malls in Selangor and Kuala Lumpur are also noteworthy. Notably, the pandemic has influenced the shopping habits, and there was a shift towards e-commerce, and now we are still towards the e-commerce, and the mall also promoting the omni-channel strategies. That means physical management of the malls and also the online, these two. So omni-channel, it can be either one or both, complementary to each other. Okay, according to the National Property Information Center, it's NAPIC, there is an incredibly diverse retail landscape in Klang Valley. And now we have about 155 shopping complexes in Selangor and 113 in Kuala Lumpur in the first quarter of last year. So the population in Klang Valley is around 8.8 million people. Just imagine, 8.8 million people for 200 and 200 plus shopping mall that we have in Klang Valley. And this urban, we call it agglomeration, also known as the Kuala Lumpur, as a rapidly growing metropolitan region in Southeast Asia. And the mall is experiencing an annual growth about 2.25% compared to 2023. So there is an increase. So the next slide, I'll just show you the pictorial of the malls that I was managing. One is in Sungai Wang Plaza, Kuala Lumpur. And then this one is managed by our company at present. And the other one is Evo Concept Mall in Arah Damansara. These are the two malls. And the earlier malls that I managed under the REITs. Next one. The Mines, I mentioned earlier, in Sri Kembangan, Selangor. Geni Plaza in Penang. Queens Bay Mall in Penang. And the other one is East Coast Mall in Kuantan, Pahang. Okay, we go to my slides. Now I go to my slides and present today's topic. Okay, now I go into the essential skills required to manage a shopping mall. Okay, the skills I've listed down here, the skills required is a combination of business acumen, your operational expertise, customer service skills, and your leadership ability skills. So all these four is very important for you to, it's an essential skill for you to manage a successful mall management. So I listed down here is 11 essential skills required. I just give you the list of the skills here, then I will mention to you one of each topic. First is financial management, and then the other one is property and facilities management, tenancy and lease management, market and customer experience, and then the next one is retail and market analysis. The next one is leadership and people management, technology and innovation, legal and regulatory compliance, crisis and risk management. So we talked just now, the presenter for the first topic mentioned a lot about risk management. So I will cover that later on. Customer service excellence. This is very important, and then the other one is, lastly, is a soft skill that enhance the mall management. Okay. So we go to the first one. The first one is financial management. Slide. Okay. As a property manager or center manager of the mall, we owe our duty to the client. We owe to the client a duty of care and fiduciary obligation in financial management. I think this is very important. And then from there on, we have to do what we require under financial management. We have to do budgeting and financial planning. So before you have to manage the mall, you need to do a budget, how to run a mall. This is very important. And then on financial planning, you have to plan for one whole year. With the budget, how are you going to plan for the one whole year? Short term and can be long term. Long term can be up to 5 years. So you have to do this budget and financial planning. And then, of course, I mentioned just now about the financial management. You have to, you should have a property management accounting system to keep and maintain a proper accounts. No, this is very important. Okay, the next one is revenue generation. Okay, revenue from the mall comes from the tenants. The tenants who let out the unit. So its revenue can come from leasing. It can come from advertising and parking. These are three main revenue generation for the malls. Of course, when you do this revenue generation as compared to the earlier one, budget and financial planning, you have to do a cost control. Make sure that whatever finances that you spend, you implement it and spend. Make sure you have to have this cost control. It's very important. And the other one is the expense management. So what I mentioned earlier about the budget, you have the normal operating budget to ascertain the, what you call that, the service, appropriate service charges, and to control the expenditure. This is very important for this cost control and expense management. The next one is understanding the retail sales metrics. This is very important to the mall also. People talking about footfall. If the potential tenants want to come over to your mall, they will ask, "What's your footfall you have?" And then they want to know footfall is in relation to the number of people coming to the mall, entering the mall. It can be footfall can be you can put some sort of CCTV counter, before counter at the main entrances and other entrances to the mall, so that you can know how is the footfall. And then from there on, the sales, as I mentioned earlier, the sales metrics, you have to analyze not only the footfall, you have to know the sales per square foot. How much can the tenant make, from the sale per square foot? You have to do that analysis. From the sales, you have the amount, then you divide by the NLA, the occupied, how much. And of course, the occupancy rates. A lot of prospective tenants will ask on the occupancy rates of the mall. How is it performing? Is it 70%, 80%, 100%? These are important to not only to keep the existing tenant in the mall, but to get potential tenants to come to your mall. These figures are very important. And then, of course, the last one in financial management is the lease negotiation and rent collection from tenant profitability analysis. So here, the rental of property interest. So as what Mr. Victor Lim mentioned about location. Location is one of the important criteria. Market condition. You have to do this, market condition. And then the rental income. This is the income not only come from the potential and also the expectancy from the potential tenant that get going to a mall. And you have to understand the stability and financial performance of the existing or potential tenants that coming to the mall. So these are the financial aspect of management for a shopping mall. So the next one is on property and facilities management. This one, I think Victor Lim has covered the hard skills now about property and facilities management, but I want to cover more detailed aspect of this. And then Mr. Lakpanan, I change person. Property and facilities management. Okay. Here, I think the day-to-day management or the day-to-day operations, maintenance and upkeep of the building is to ensure that it's safe, efficient, and productive environment for the occupants. Not only for the tenants, but for the customers who are coming to the mall. I think it's very important, under this. And then also on the operation side, the maintenance and upkeep of common areas like the lighting within the malls, HVAC, restroom, electrical, and then the other one is the plumbing system. All these are very important, because for me, operation of the mall is the heartbeat of the mall. It's very important. If your operation goes wrong, then the impression that comes out from that is not very good, to the not only to the tenants, to the shoppers also, and security and emergency preparedness. This one also very important under the property and facilities management. You should have, I think all malls have CCTV, and of course you have to do you have a fire safety and crowd control in case if there's too many people in the mall. How you do to do the crowd control? As on this, the other one important thing is the energy, what do you call that? Emergency response team that you're going to have, especially on the emergency preparedness. And the other important thing is cleanliness and sanitation also is very important. So the keep on the mall. Next one is waste management and sustainability initiatives. So, okay, this process of reducing whatever it is, or you recycle, curb any waste on the environment. So this is very important, sustainability initiative. And I mentioned earlier just now on the finance, parking management also important. Either whether the owner itself manage the car park, or you can outsource to a car park operator. Parking management, especially revenue from parking, is very important in the mall. It's one of the main revenue, and of course the other one is traffic flow optimization. So you have to make sure that then when people go to the mall and do some shopping or whatnot, the flow is very important. You optimize the flow so that there won't any traffic jams. You see, so it's important. And the other one is compliance with building codes and regulations. So with these skills, you need to know. You have to stay up to date on the relevant legislation and regulations that you have. So this one is depending on your country, In our country, we have this, and other countries, I'm sure they have this also. You need to know this, and then make sure that you comply with all the building codes and regulations in order to run a mall. And the other one under FM is very important. So managing the insurance policies. There are various insurance policies that you have. For example, fire insurance. The other one is money insurance, money in transit insurance, and whatever insurance, whatever you know, there. All right, the next slide, I'm going to touch on the tenant and lease management. This is important income, so you need to have some skills, in order to have this experience. The leasing strategies, you have to plan and outline how you're going to attract and retain the retailers. So you have to, what you can do is you have to maximize the income and occupancy to align with the long-term goal. So as I mentioned earlier, in your budget, you mention what are your goals. I think Mr. Victor Lim also mentioned about the goals that you should have when you have to manage a mall, especially not only come from the owners, but owners of the REITs and those who manage the property. Your team, you need to have an experience in lease agreement, drafting and negotiation. So your leasing team have to know all of this and have to liaise with the lawyers that normally will do this lease agreement, drafting and negotiation. You have a standard lease agreement, but sometimes, depending on the owners, the what they call the potential tenant might have some, some of the terms that they want to be included in the tenancy agreement. Okay, tenant mix optimization. This is very important. How are you going to do tenant mix optimization? So with your skill and experience, you have to balance between anchor, stores, F&B, and entertainment. Some of them in the malls you have this. So how are you going to do the tenant mix? You have to optimize the usage so that you can have a good stream of income coming in from for the mall. And the other skills you require is your tenant retention and conflict resolution between tenants and customers. So this one is more on the people skills. Not only you as a leader have the skills, but your staff also have to learn about how you going to do resolution between these two tenants and customers. The other one is rent collection and lease enforcement. This one related to the one I mentioned earlier, lease agreement. And of course, you have to let know what's the term of the lease. And you have to see whether there's any breach you need to discuss. And before you send a warning letter. So that I think is relationship with your tenant is very important. Don't be too harsh on the tenant. They are also human beings. They do business. So we have a two-way communication between you and the tenants. No? Okay. You should have these tenant meetings regularly so that you can foster collaboration between them. I know some of the malls, I don't know whether they have regular meetings with the tenant. During my experience last time when I was managing one of the malls under the RIPS, they have this tenant meetings. You know? It's very important. So that during meetings you can get feedback from them. You know what is lacking, what is good for the mall. Yeah? And this one related to the one I mentioned above. Curate the right tenant mix to maximize the foot traffic. What type of tenants is you can attract to the mall so that you can have more footfall. Yeah. So this one is under tenant and lease management. And the other skills, next one is the marketing and customer experience. Number 4. Okay. This one, the branding of the mall. Branding is very important. Like what Xavier Victor mentioned, branding of the mall, especially the established one like Pavilion, Sunway, Mid Valley, they have their own mall branding. So people goes to the mall because of that. And the other one also is the promotional campaign. What sort of campaign you want to do to attract people coming to the mall? Okay. What I can foresee here is you should have a bigger online presence to attract new customers. Online presence now with all the multimedia, you can access anytime online. But not only on Facebook, Instagram, but something different from what we have now. We have to create something different to attract the people. Then the other one, in the mall, you should have this event planning. Normally, the planning for event, not necessarily you have to wait for the festive season. Like in Malaysia, you have Christmas, you have Deepavali, Chinese New Year, Hari Raya. These are seasonal. You have the seasonal sales, festivals, any festivals, any festivals, you know. And you can attract people going to the mall, you know, whatever festival that you can attract, a famous festival that can be anything, any festival, music festival, whatever, why not, you know. And you should have also a pop-up store. Pop-up store is only when the mall is not 100% occupied, you know. You have to make use the vacant lot to have some pop-up stores you know, to attract customers. And of course, when you do marketing and customer experience, you should have your customer feedback management. And you can conduct a survey on this, and you can have earlier, I mentioned earlier, you have a complaint resolution. This one not only on complaint comes from the tenants, but from the shoppers also. Okay. And then the other thing is very important. How are you going to enhance foot traffic? Or the other way is to have experiential retail in your mall. What other than shopping, what experiential retail that you can attract people going to the mall. Some malls, they have some entertainment zones, family friendly spaces and whatnot to get not only shoppers come for shopping, but they have the experience in whatever entertainment that you have in a mall is important to they complement each other, you know. Right. So the next essential skills that you require is very important. You need to do a retail and market analysis. So earlier on, I mentioned about when you do a budget, you do budget for the particular year, and then how much expenses that you budget for, and then how much income. And you should do more market analysis lah. What are forthcoming for the mall for the next after 1 year? What's next? You know, so you have to understand the retail trends. Probably from experience, from technology, and sustainability. These are important retail trends that you have. And of course, the other one is the customer behavior. This one for customer behavior, it depends. Sometimes the owner will ask somebody to do a market customer behavior, market studies, whatever, you know, to complement, to give some feedback to the staff who manage the mall. Competitor analysis, this one also very important. Is there any competitor nearby to your malls? And is there any e-commerce impact? These are the questions you need to have when you do a competitor analysis in your retail market analysis. You know? And of course, the skills you required, you have to know the sales performance tracking and KPI analysis. This one, normally, you know, if you have a professional property manager who manage, you will be tracked based on your performance. You track your performance, and of course, the KPI, you have to do analysis. And the other one is to have this adapting to changing retail landscape. As I mentioned earlier, omni-channel strategies can be physical or online. So if they have to complement within each other in order to manage the more well. Okay, the next one, the slide number 6. Leadership and people management. This is very important when you want to manage a mall, especially when you are a center manager. Not only center manager, probably from the team, from HQ, from your bosses, whatever. You need to have people that have leadership and people management skills. This is not only managing the facilities, the physical facilities that you manage, but you need to have this leadership to manage the people that managing the mall, your team that you have, team structure. You should have a team leadership qualities. No, team leadership means because you have a vast range of staff. It can be under security, maintenance, admin, and marketing. Sure. So even though you have your respective people, managers, a department, but you have to have this leadership skill to lead them. Right? And of course, with this team leadership, you have to have a strong communication and negotiation skill. This is very, very important, but you have along the way, not through experience, not only through experience, probably through your enhancement in yourself, you can become a strong communicator with those leadership skills. The other one is vendor and contractor management. These are mainly the service provider in the mall. So you have to manage the service providers, not only your staff, the service provider for the mall, you know, like cleaning, car park, you know. The other one is electrical, plumbing, and so forth. And of course, with your skill, you have to have this conflict resolution. How? Especially between the tenants, customer, and staff. I'm sure there's a conflict, you know, when you manage your day-to-day, but you have to have this expertise, your skills in conflict solutions. And as I mentioned earlier, the staff is very important. So you have to do some training and motivating staff for excellent service. So those staff with excellent service, you have to reward them, lah. You know? So you have to have the skills to do that. Okay, the next one, technology and innovation. Technology, okay, some, not all. The big malls, especially, they have software on their own. You know, with this software, you have this leases, maintenance, analytics that you can analyze from whatever software that you have in the mall. And the other one is smart mall technologies, especially the Internet of Things, especially for the energy efficiency at the mall. How are you going to conserve energy? And then the other one is this one. I think every mall now have the digital directories. This one is still very important, small one. And through technology innovation, you have to do this data analytics. This one also mentioned earlier. For tracking, heat mapping. I think heat mapping is more towards the COVID period last time, when you want to trace people where they got fever for COVID. Heat mapping. And of course, the other one is the sales report. So you need to do the sales report. Monthly sales report. You have to do monthly or weekly, whatever, depend on your needs. And the other one is cyber security or digital payment system. So now you have cashless, transaction. So you should have all this your digital payment system in your mall. So there's no more people paying by cash or whatever. And then of course, cybersecurity is important. Sometimes you're scared that there will be some scam or whatever. So you should have that cybersecurity in your mall. The other one is I mentioned this one related to this earlier on. The sales report also connect some connection on the adoption of contactless solutions. Payment, you make payment through mobile or virtual queuing, whatever, but not have this one. These are the more like the technology and innovation that you require to have the skills. Okay, the next one is on legal and statutory compliance. Okay, beside the normal day-to-day operations, you need to know the regulatory and legal compliance. Make sure that people, to have the skills, you have to have this knowledge of real estate and tenancy laws. So I'm sure every country have their own law. So this is important. You have to have this knowledge also. And the other one is the health and safety regulations. Like in Malaysia, you have OSHA, which is the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. So the safety and health of not only for the tenants and then for the shoppers also important. And then of course whatever you have the fire codes, you have to have all this. You have to know. And this one related earlier on to the lease management, handling of legal disputes. You have to know what are the evictions required under the disputes. What are the lease violations? Okay. The next one is insurance and risk management. Earlier on also I did mention about insurance management. You have to procure adequate insurance for the whatever perils they're going to occur, whatever, to protect the interest of the client. This one also insurance is important. And then the other one is on risk management. The Victor also mentioned about risk management earlier on. So for risk management, you have to take a proactive process to identify and assessing and investigating potential threats to the mall. This one you have to have the skills to do a risk management. Okay, this the more on the legal and regulatory compliance. And then I expand another slide on the crisis and risk management. This one, number one is the emergency response planning. This is in regard to natural disasters, not only planning, not only flooding, and then for earthquake, you wouldn't know earthquake will come, like what happened to Bangkok last time because of the earthquake. You should have all this emergency response planning team, these are the threats that you get when you manage the mall, security threats. The other one is business continuity planning. This one is coming back to the COVID last time, due to pandemic. What happened to the mall after the pandemic? So what are the response after that? What are you going to look forward after that? And then not only on pandemic, on economic downturns. Now you have a lot of things happening worldwide, tariff whatnot, all this. So you have to plan your business continuity planning so that it won't affect with all those downturns or pandemic that come over when you do a management of the mall. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, you have to handle customer and tenant dispute professionally. You have to do it professionally. So the next slide's more on customer service excellence. So this one is very important, customer service excellence. So that, you have to ensure a welcoming and safe environment to the mall. This is very important. And then, of course, you have to get your staff with the skill. You have to make sure you handle customer complaint effectively. Don't wait until people complain and then double complain, third complaint, no response. So you have to handle it effectively, especially in the mall, which is running from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So you have to handle this. And then you have to train your staff in hospitality and service standards. So as the people advance in their whatever skills that they have, make sure that they comply with the standards that we have, hospitalities, and this one have to do more on training for them to enhance themselves. And then the other one is to implement feedback system for continuous improvement. So these are the important points under customer service excellence. And then the last one is more on the soft skills that enhance mall management. So the soft skills is more on to the people itself, rather than hard skill. Hard skill, we already mentioned about property, business management, whatnot, So the soft skills is very important. And then the communication, as I mentioned earlier, communication is very important. You have should have good communication with tenant, customers, and stakeholders. Anything that related to the stakeholders. And problem solving, quick decision making for operational issues. This one I mentioned earlier regarding your performance, your KPI, all these are interconnected. So if you do good problem solving, you make a quick decision, then we have a good assessment on yourself. You perform whatever decision that you come across. And negotiation is more on towards the lease terms and vendor contracts. This one for the leasing team. You have to have a team that can negotiate well, not only with the existing tenants, but the prospective or potential tenants as well. And this one also earlier on I mentioned, but these are soft skills that you require, is adaptability. You need to know the retail trends that are happening in the market. You have to study that. And what are the economic changes? not only macroeconomics, it's microeconomics, micro and microeconomics also, economic changes that affect the the business, in doing in the mall itself. And the other one is the small things like attention to details. So this a lot of people when they do manage, the attention to detail is what I say. I never say lacking lah, but I think small details is very important, to manage the mall. Especially and you look into the aesthetic of the mall, not only the physical, the external aesthetic, but internal as well. Cleanliness is very important. Not only the cleanliness, I think the toilets, whatever, make sure that it's clean. And then the other one is safety. Safety, if you have a good security personnel that you can do around on the mall so that everybody is safe when they do their shopping. And some might have they have their own internal detective team as well, to supplement those security personnel. So, okay. Lastly, a successful mall manager must balance between, early on I mentioned, business acumen, operational efficiency, tenant satisfaction, and customer experience, while ensuring profitability and attractiveness. These are my presentation for today, for the skills that required to enhance, requires to manage a shopping mall. These are basic skills. Probably there are some other skills I can open to discussion, any questions on this matter. Any online questions?
Hello. I have a question, sir.
All right. Mr. Clayton.
Do you, by the way, both of you have been great today. It's been a great presentation. Do you have any anecdotal experiences with shopping malls that were run exceptionally well, and why do you think they were run well? And also, on the other hand, any anecdotal experiences with shopping malls that were run exceptionally poorly, and why?
Okay, the mall, one of those malls, which they manage it well, not only because of the location, the branding, and then the other one is branding, but under the REITs. So they have to make sure that, when you manage, you have to have this tip-top condition. Branding because of the name. Yeah? And then the other one, malls which are lacking in what you mean, the occupancy is very poor, that you have to do something. You have to do some rebranding. Probably what we can do is, the mall, especially the malls in the neighborhood, in the suburbs, not doing well, compared to the bigger malls, which is more cater for what they call it, regional. They call it regional mall. They can sustain. But the mall, the mall, especially those below 500,000 square feet, can be challenging to them, depending on location. If your location, you have another mall which is bigger than your for example, 1 million square feet, NLA, the other one is 400,000 square feet, then we pose a problem. How are we going to compete with them? You have to do something different from the malls that, like we don't want the mall to be the same type of tenants that you have in the bigger mall. Then your mall also have the same type of tenants. You have to do something different to attract the prospective tenants.
My last question is more for entertainment. What is the most interesting or the most attractive mall that you've ever seen, that you've ever gone to? Which mall gave you the biggest wow? What country and which mall?
Probably what I can say is malls that not only just they have a lot of F&Bs, experiential, that means you have more like more entertaining. What sort of entertainments that you have in a mall that attract people? This the other one, and then the other one, something different from other malls. We have to create something. Yeah. If you have a lot of capital, I think no problem. Good tenant mix. Sometimes also in a mall, if the owner in a difficult situation, no capital, then it's very hard to manage it.
Thank you very, very much. Again, I really enjoyed your talk.
Yeah, I remember last time you asked me regarding, if I'm mistaken, one of the webinar. Thank you very much for asking me this time around.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bob, because of COVID, something I did not allow him to be here. Otherwise, he will bring some COVID to us. Sorry. There is Mr. Clayton Wade.
Leighton. None.
Do you get PowerPoint for download? Yeah, you pay. Yeah, you pay me. I will give you. Yeah, we will have PowerPoint for you. No worry. Later on. But today you just listen first. We will even have the YouTube for you, so that you can listen before you go to bed. Anytime. Yeah, because this is provided by our FFC Thailand. So you can be enjoying later. Within a few days, maybe within a week, we will give you more on the YouTube and everything. Yeah. So keep in touch. And we will also provide you the email, WhatsApp, WeChat, anything of Mr. Victor Lim and other speakers as well, so that you can invite him to the North Pole the North Pole or somewhere. Okay. So any other question? Any other questions so far? Yes. What is the question? How to ensure a small mall maybe less than 20,000 square feet or to 20,000 square meter mall to be successful?
All right. Okay. This is a good question, because normally malls with this size, about 200,000 square feet, normally located in an integrated development. Now, where you have a mall, you have office, you have service apartment, you have hotel, but the mall is not that big. It's about this size. Actually, the footfall, the business comes from the neighborhood. If the mall managed well, you have good tenant mix, people will go to the mall. Not only for dining, not only for shopping, you have grocers. This will attract people going. This is successful because of the mixed development. I don't think so there's any standalone
Mr.
shopping
Please,
complex
down,
at
please.
200,000 square feet.
Come.
Yeah.
Down. Mr. Victor Lim is now afraid of COVID-19. Yeah. You will survive back home, don't worry. Yeah. So, Mr. Victor Lim will add some more answer on this, please.
So, from my experience, normally if a mall is about 20,000 m square, we call it m square meter square, perhaps generally is in the neighborhood. Then they do something like specialization. Look at the neighborhood and what is the catchment. Generally, because of the post-COVID, they will generally, fill the mall up more towards digital mall, cater for, digital mall, like handphones, the needs of the people, the students, and the business people during that time. So I think in Kuala Lumpur, there are a couple of malls, they are going towards that general specialization. These are the gazettes that people need it daily, working, shopping, and even driving now. So these are the things. So I would like to comment on Zaharin earlier. mall they are successful, mall they are not successful. From what we observe in our part of the world, sometimes the developer they'll develop a mall, maybe 100,000 m squared. So they are lack of funds. So generally, what they do is they dispose of maybe 30% of it to get some funds to develop to complete the project. Normally, such development generally is very, very hard to control because you only control 70%. The other 30% belongs to individual owners. So sometimes it's very hard to get the corporation to sit down, let's do what I call one concentrated marketing campaign or promotion. They want to find their own tenants and then they will, mix it up, and then it's very hard to control the tenant mix. Sometimes it doesn't work at all. So there's one huge mall also in Sabah. It's the same thing. I think that one almost 70% sold. 70% is sold. And the Osrata Mall as well. And in Kuala Lumpur, I think the first mall, I think is called the Sungai Wang Mall. Sungai Wang. About 30% has been sold.
Sungai Wang, 40% is under individual owners. 60% plus is under capital land. Yeah. So we have two property managers there. One for the client, capital land. The other one is for individual MC. They have MC. These two.
So,
Yes.
yeah. So for the developer really to do a mall, concentration must be there. You must have deep pockets. So generally the next, you start a mall today, you take maybe about minimum 5 years or 10 years to stabilize. Because tenant will come, tenant will go, you start, mixing here and there.
Any questions so far? Any other questions so far? Any one more? Any more? Sir? Two more. Can you read? You sit down there.
The other one is in Malaysia, do you have mall in small city like 60,000 people town?
Small town.
Small town.
Can we do that, sir?
60,000 people.
Yeah. Can you do that? Or maybe a supermarket or something?
Yeah, supermarket probably can.
Yeah.
Not a mall.
Also, it depends because in the case of Japanese towns, 60,000 may be really quiet. They don't talk much.
And maybe the retirement home.
Yeah. They may be doing meditation. Oh, really? But in the mall, you can do meditation. In the mall. Yeah. I see. Oh. Have you ever done that in Malaysia?
Yeah, perhaps Thailand would be a good place.
Oh.
Attract all the tourists. They come here, for the full works of retirement, relax. And
Yeah. In Thailand, the population is decreasing. What about in Malaysia? Is it still increasing or decreasing, sir?
Decreasing. The
Oh,
fertility rate is going down now.
they are more senior citizens.
Yes, more senior citizen, and then the new generation would like to have no children or probably one children,
Oh,
limit to
I
one or
see.
two children.
Yeah.
Yes.
In Malaysia, do you have some privilege for the senior citizen? Say half price for the transportation or something?
Yes, definitely they have.
I see.
Those above 60.
You may know that in Japan, I went there last 2 weeks ago. I asked them any privilege, any discount for senior citizen. They said no. We have too many senior citizens already. Yeah, maybe 1/3 of the population are senior citizen. So they have become the majority in the future. So no privilege, unfortunately. But in Malaysia and Thailand, still have privilege on this. Yeah. Any questions so far?
And another one is how can we effectively manage the challenge on limited staff team in a small mall?
Before we go that, you said 60,000 people in a city still too small to have a mall. So at least, what is the population to have a mall? 100,000 or something? In your opinion?
I think it's very difficult. Actually, for 60,000 people,
Maybe 200,000 in
probably
your opinion?
we can do a small mid-size mini market or what, that can cater for the population. The
Yeah,
bigger
but-
one definitely cannot.
Say maybe
They won't
200,000
go. They won't go to this.
200,000 for a small mall? 200,000 people? Yeah, also the premium mall. And also maybe the economic background of the people, if they are a rich one, but if they are 100,000 people in a big slums, maybe cannot. In a kampung or cannot be.
Maybe I could add, actually mall management, whether small or large or super,
So,
if you look at the mall management activities, basically mall management activities are interconnected, or the right word would be the interwoven nature of mall management. Because it's interwoven, it's connected to each other. If you are short of one, that one will not happen. If that one happens, that one is not there. It's a bit difficult. So mall is basically a house, an empty building. You put in all the various tenant mix and so on. And then management is basically is all interconnected. No, not just I stand alone, leasing, stand alone and that. Is the interwoven nature of mall activities. So interconnected, all are interconnected, interlinked.
yeah, that is
So,
the case.
so hopefully, the word interwoven it would be either the right word or interconnected activities.
Any comments so far, sir?
Yeah, like what I mentioned just now, it was for a small 60,000 people, if it is the catchment is affluent customers that can afford to have, purchase like 100,000 or 1 million goods. So you can create a special premium mall, right? Like in Malaysia, we call JPO, Johor Premium Outlet. In Genting also, they created another one in Genting Premium Outlet. So one sales for the one tenant, right? For the particular tenant, he can survive for 1 month, something like that. So you got to create a niche, very, very niche, mall. So maybe probably you can survive in the long run.
Any other questions so far, sir? No more? Yeah. By the way, in the case of Genting, is it still in good business or not? Oh. I see. Maybe it has been there for over 50 years, maybe. I mean, there have been long time already, no? For Genting. Have you ever been in Genting? Pay something? Bet something?
Genting Premium Outlet.
Yeah, they have premium outlet.
Maybe I should add on, Kuala Lumpur International Airport on the way to KLIA, what they call post-COVID, Missouri was having one mall. And then surprisingly, they found out the business was good. So they have another mall, they call it outlet mall.
I
think
see.
3-story. So if we are going far away from the city, I think outlet mall will be the next generation of mall, whereby you can put all the facilities there. You spend the whole day with your family. You got everything there, espresso, view, air, and all that.
So in the case of rundown mall, the mall that is not in good business, and maybe they need to close down or something, how to revitalize those malls?
So I think my good friend here, he has been doing a couple of rundown malls, and malls are not doing well. And our lacunan there, we will share with you.
Yes.
So fortunately, I manage all the good malls. So nothing to share.
Revitalize it.
I mean, if you want revitalize the mall, you really need to have a good investment fund, right? So you got to buy the entire new mall, then you got to refurbish it all together, and then bring in the new, I would say, new thing to the entire people. So that's one way of doing it. So that is one owner mall. Like say, for example, currently I also managing in East Coast of Malaysia. East Malaysia in Sabah. It's a stratified mall. That means you got about 1,000 over owners, Then that mall was during initial launching time is one of the place must go. It's a tourist spot mall. Was doing very, very greatly. Now is almost like, in a very bad shape. So we are going in there for the past 2 years. We are managing it. We are trying to revitalize. So one of the key things that we are trying to do there is through the AMP activities. So we create a lot of activities, awareness and all that. For example, in 2022, we also hosted, in 23, we hosted minister event, even our wife of our Gong Permaisuri also, we hosted some event. So this kind of a event, so we created like awareness, like a go viral events, so that it can reach many people, so that the people know that this mall is still exists and doing something, so that we attract some shoppers, and we cater so the owners and the tenants can leverage from these shoppers. So this is what I've read.
And one more thing they have done, what do you call, articulately, they did a durian festival there. Durian festival, because a new fad. Because in KK, there are a lot of Koreans and Chinese there. They did a durian festival. During the good old days, mall in Malaysia, they have all one Thai F&B. The famous is the mango pudding. So over the years, I think slowly it fell away. So now in Malaysia, they are doing it. They are doing something like durian festival. No, serious, durian festival. To bring footfall and to let the people know that the mall still there functioning. So such thing.
Yeah, we need to revitalize those malls. Otherwise, maybe have to knock down. And you have ever seen any mall that knock down and convert to be other alternative developments?
Yeah.
One mall in SS2, SS2 mall previously
Yeah.
under DTZ may develop, and then they knock down fully, and then now they build a condo already.
Oh, condominium. Let's see.
The other one is in next to Sungai Wang, Bukit Bintang Plaza. They demolished the building, but supposed to build another new mall coming up, but it was put on hold, I think, because of the funds, I think. Yeah. This one.
Yeah. Maybe we have to find another alternatives how to revitalize those things, or maybe change the uses. Yeah. But that is an unfortunate. We don't expect to be so, but we have to accept the plight of our journey. Yeah. So if you want to invest in any mall, be careful and also try to consult with our experts, Mr. Victor S.S. Lim. Yeah. Our Mr. Zaharin. Yes, all of us will be able to help you on this. So please join us. And this afternoon, we will have another session. What will you talk about this afternoon?
Mall operation, basically. Mall operations.
How to operate the mall to be successful. Yeah, this is very important. If we operate it and not successful, it will be a big trouble. If you can operate it, yeah. So you will listen to this, and if you have any question, you can also ask us so that we can, and also how to value a mall by me and Mr. Victor S.S. Lim. Yeah, he is an expert on this, and he study valuation from UK. Right? Which university, sir? Oh, very famous University of the South Bank in London. In London, yeah. So he is very specialized and very knowledgeable on this. If he is still with the JPPH, that is the Department of Valuation or something, he might be the Director General, but he didn't want to be in the government. Yeah, so he is in the private sector. So you are even more senior than Mr. Mani, right? He's more senior. Oh, I see. Yeah, I think so because you look very young. Yeah. No depreciation, very little depreciation. No functional. No obsolescence. Yeah, very good. Yeah. So now it is say 11:41 in Bangkok time. That will be another 19 minutes to midnight in New York City. In New York City, another 19 minutes to midnight. So you can have a nap or something. And then 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we will come back to have our next session on mall management by Mr. Kunanan. Lakunan, Mr. Lakunan. Yeah. So that will be the afternoon session, and also followed by myself and also Mr. Victor Lim, and then we have a panel discussion. So we will. I promise to you, we will finish today early. Instead of 4, maybe 3:59. Yeah, 3:59. Okay. Yeah, really early, 1 minute earlier. So now we also have some participants here who are not afraid of COVID. Maybe you got COVID right now or something. Yeah. So some of you are here, but most of us are online. We have around 60 something already, 70 sometimes online. But we will come back again at 1 o'clock. Bangkok time, not 1 o'clock in your Sydney, somewhere time. That's in Bangkok time. So now I will let our colleagues to have lunch. Did you have breakfast yet? Okay, okay. So now this the time for lunch, but our lunch is only for 1 hour. It is unlike a French lunch, maybe 2.5 hours chit-chatting and also have a nap or something. But this is just only 1 hour. Then we will come back. Yeah. So you too, you can have a lunch anywhere as you wish. No worry. Yeah. But we will bring our colleagues to go to have lunch in the second floor. I will make sure that we bring some Muslim food for you also, because in the restaurant there is only vegetarian and something. So you have some salad or something. Okay. So see you again at 1 o'clock. Thank you very much. Give a big hand to our speakers, please.